Today we have come, as it were, to ensure that the life of Viola O'Donoghue and her family from henceforth would be a wonderful experience. Today we have come to signal that the contribution of our senior citizen must never be ignored, and that we will always appreciate Miss O'Donoghue as I have known her. Today I've recognized it's O'Donoghue Lewis. But for all my years of interacting with her, and she with my mother, and the rest of the family interacting with one another, in particular her son Cady, who is a good friend, we would always say, Miss O'Donoghue. In the good old days, you never called the seniors by their first name. And so I feel especially blessed and honored that today I could come to be part of this great, wonderful experience and celebration. And I could only but imagine how her heart must be glad and filled of joy. Especially as we witness the ups and downs of the weather for this particular season, and the tremendous downpouring of rains every now and again, and the discomfort that she would have experienced for all the reasons which Elvita Brown spoke to at the beginning. When you look at the images, what was, that was what was. And that was for a very, very long period of time. Yes, even before that, but beautifully kept though. Beautifully kept, as we would wish that everyone would keep their homes. But certainly it was grossly inadequate. Today we replace the past with such a beautiful future. Let's give a round of applause for compassion and caring. That beautiful edifice which you see there, any one of us would have been delighted to have a home like that. Especially those who are paying rent. Especially those who have been applying for a long time and have not yet had the opportunity to see this beautiful, welcoming facility, a home, the beautiful fence which are gone and which helps in the further beautification of the edifice. Any one of us would have been delighted. But today it belongs only and only to Viola O'Donoghue Lewis, her daughter, Mary. Let's give them all a rousing round of applause. 94 years and going well. 94 years and still of sound mind. 95 years and still of good sight. For she is here not even wearing glasses. 95 years of strength. And from hard work and discipline and human kindness for all of her life, today on this wonderful day, something superbly wonderful has come to her. And I know her heart is filled with thankfulness and appreciation, not just for me as the parliamentary representative, not just as for Contec as the principal private sector partner, and not just for Elvita Simpson, who initiated this coming together of the partners, but her heart is filled with thankfulness for God. And that is important, because you don't live to be 94 without God's blessings. So let's give her then a round of applause. Her latter years shall be greater. Her latter years shall be greater. There's one scripture in the Bible who speaks about the small start, if you will. And in the latter years, you should have, as it were, this increase, this enlargement. What you see today, relative to what was, is the enlargement, is the delivery of the promise that in the latter years, your latter years and your latter days would be better. Her tomorrow, and we sing this in Pastor Thomas' church, your tomorrow must be greater than today. Her tomorrow is much better than her today as a result of the handing over that will imminently take place, reflecting the transition and the transformation. As a parliamentary representative and as Prime Minister of the country, I feel a great sense of pride. Not in a hearty way, pride and humility, that as a government we still rule with compassion, and our hearts can still be moved to assist those who have the greatest need. Our heart and our minds could still be impacted to recognize that not everyone and every family would be fortunate enough to have what they ought to have, and that the kind hand of the state must intervene. So I say how pleased we are, how happy we are for your mother today, that your life from today should be very much better than it was yesterday. And I am pleased that we are part of it. I want to thank your children and loved ones for coming out. Mary, who had been there with you for a long while, and your daughter, her name eludes me now, who lives in Tabernacle. What's your name again? Orita, yes. How should I forget? And with whom you have spent many, many good days and months, as Orita would have come from the U.S. Virgin Islands, lived in Tabernacle that she had made her family home. And as a loving daughter, she always was concerned enough to ensure that she had you close to her, under her wings. And you, however, always wanted to come back again to look for Mary and to see what was happening with the rest of the family. I pray that God would continue to bless you, favor you with longer life, so that for time to come, months and years, you could really do enjoy this great gift that has come to you in your latter years. I want to thank Contact for its corporate social responsibility, for being there when we needed a private sector partner. Give Contact a special round of applause. And for being absolutely generous and big-hearted in what they were able to deliver. When we came here way back then and visited the facility and look under the house and look at the space and all the various things that we did, Mr. White was with us. He's one of the employees of Contact, so he understood what was. We had some challenges with getting the utilities, the electricity and so on, removed so that we could start. And I recall that a couple weeks after, when I recognized nothing had started, I got a little anxious. And I called Mr. White and said, Mr. White, what is happening, man? A promise made must be kept. I want to say today that good things come to those who wait. And I am happy that the partnership withstood the test of time. And today all of us are very, very happy. I want to thank Lincoln Maynard, who is not here today, but his other partner, Troy Douglas, is here. Could he stand? Yeah? Lincoln, sorry, Pemberton. I always make that mistake. I trust that he will forgive me and will not take it as an indication that the wife is the boss of his house. His wife is Maynard. But he has been my classmate and good friend for many years. We spent 2 wonderful years at Sixth Form, and our friendship continues from then until now. So I feel very pleased, and our class must feel very pleased by this show of humanity. I want that Mr. Douglas will indicate to him that we were pleasantly surprised at the enormous generosity, and we are profoundly glad that we have partnered with him. And whatever we can do reasonably, we will do to ensure that local entities like Conte are able to do well in St. Kitts and Nevis. Because, look at the generosity, you must be amazed. Some of the larger companies in the country who make big money off of poor people in the country, they're not generous at all. You may get a hammer and you may get a wheelbarrow, but you will never get a house. So let us give Contact again a loud round of applause. I know that this event is happening as I celebrate 25 years of serving the people of this, my beloved constituency, and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Mr. Donahue had always been one of my prayer warriors, so I want to thank her for that. And those prayers perhaps have kept me going. The good thing about her is that she has a pleasant spirit. She's never one who is always belly aching. She's never one who looks at the glass as being half full. She always takes an optimistic view of life, and it is something that more of our people should adopt. Because I believe that every day for her was a blessing to get up, to be alive. And she appreciated, so long as you are alive, you have an opportunity to progress. She lived what the song encourages us to do. Count our blessings, count them one by one, and it will surprise us how much God has done. So to God be the glory for this wonderful act and event in which we are all participating and bear witness. I say thanks to all of you for coming out. Thank you to Miss Johnson for doing that wonderful selection, even without music. The beauty of her voice was heard and felt. To all of you from Molineux who have come out to give support, your neighbors, your friends, villagers, they have all come. We say thanks. And those from Tabernacle who have come because Tabernacle owns you too. You're part of our society and village community. So we feel the deep sense of pride. And I want to thank Musser and Gata and all the others who have come from Tabernacle to celebrate with you. Again, to all who have had anything to do with this being realized, a special thanks from the bottom of my heart. And those who have had to put up with my anxiety and agitation as we try to make do and the commitment we have made, again I say thank you. And especially to Elvita Simpson-Brown, who have worked hard, especially hard, on this project, I say a hearty thank you. So again, to God be the glory. It has been an honor serving the people of this constituency and the people of the country. It is moments like these that refreshes the energy that one needs for service, because we can see the good that is coming from our service. We can see how lives have been brightened, how someone else's future has been improved as a result of our stewardship and my representation. And I thank God for all this grace and mercy that He has shown towards me and to the people of the constituency. So thanks again, and may God bless us all.